I do want to say something about the Browns Commanders really quick.
Okay, go ahead.
When do we want to start discussing this? Because I can't believe the media is not, because the media loves good quarterback controversy. They love it, and they also love Deshaun Watson talking about him. I mean, I think he has another charge, which is not surprising. But when are we going to start talking about we want to see Jameis Winston? We want to see Jameis Winston starting football games. Deshaun Watson had a QBR of ready for this 8.5
this season.
This game 8.5 QBR this game. That is god awful. I mean that is Landry Jones Pittsburgh Steelers numbers.
Forgot about him.
Yeah, this guy sucks, and I mean he's 1-4. If you're a Browns fan, I'm like, okay, the whole Deshaun Watson experiment didn't work. We shouldn't have got rid of Baker Mayfield because he is balling like crazy right now. Let's just move on. Let's eat our loss. Now, I think Deshaun Watson's probably a better option than Jameis Winston is, but why not just see it? Deshaun Watson would be a great backup quarterback. But you got to make some change, and I think that this Browns team just isn't good enough. They're just not good enough. They don't have. I mean, Nick Chubb, I think, should be coming back soon, whenever. So I mean, I guess that is a leg up that they'll have. Amari Cooper and Jerry Jeudy. Jerry Jeudy hasn't done anything coming to Cleveland. A lot of Browns fans thought, okay, this guy Jerry Jeudy is going to come to Cleveland. He's going to light the world on fire. Finally, we got another receiver. No, he's been terrible. Jordan Atkins was your second leading receiver. It's just not clicking in Cleveland. I love to see it. I hate Deshaun Watson. He sucks. And do you think that we should start talking? Is it time to start Jameis Winston?
What do you think I'm going to say? Yes, it is time for Jameis Winston. I am pro-free Jameis Winston. I think they should just move on from Jameis Winston if they're going to do this to him all year. And let me just say this. Some of the media I have been seeing waking up saying, like, it's the QB's fault. I think it was Good Morning Football is talking about it, saying, like, it's clearly Jameis Winston. Not Jameis Winston, Deshaun Watson. I'm sorry. Yeah. Sorry, Jameis Winston. I would never do that to you. Deshaun Watson. It's clearly Deshaun Watson's fault. And let me just say this. It was post-game. And I'm happy we're talking about this game now because I wanted to say this. Post-game, Coach of the Year, Kevin Stefanski is going out saying, we just got to keep playing well. We're not taking a change at quarterback. Okay, Mr. Coach of the Year, keep playing Deshaun Watson and losing these games. You are now 1-4, bottom of the AFC North. You're lucky the Bengals lost this week, so both you guys are 1-4. The Browns should be in sole possession right now of last place in the AFC North. They are lucky they have a win this season. They really are. Mr. Coach of the Year, Kevin Stefanski, I'm going to speak for all Browns fans as a Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Switch your quarterback, man. Switch him. Don't worry. He's holding your franchise hostage with all the money you're paying him, the overpriced contract you gave the guy. Deshaun Watson is an absolute bum. He's a bum of a football player. He's not good. He is not a good quarterback. You brought up he had a QBR of 8 point what? Like just an 8.5? What on earth? That's Kenny Pickett levels of suck.
Kenny Pickett was way better than that. I'm serious.
Like that's levels of trash. Why is Jameis Winston even on this team? You're not going to let him play next week. Free Jameis Winston.
Kenny Pickett. Trade for Kenny.
Could you imagine if Kenny Pickett was traded?
Better option. He played better. Kenny
Pickett had way better stats last year than Deshaun Watson's having right now.
I could imagine the toxicity of the Steelers fan base going into the Browns comments. Imagine if Kenny Pickett becomes a Cleveland Brown and goes into Pittsburgh and beats. Then I
would actually probably not like Kenny. I still have a little bit of love for Kenny. I would not like Kenny if he was in the Browns.
Oh my goodness! But like this dude's and also I'll say this about Deshaun Watson. He was sacked 7 times. 7.
Yeah, that's a lot.
7.
He's not getting help. He's just not getting help either. That's another thing. But good quarterbacks don't need as much help as that.
And I'll say this too about the Browns. If they're still bad by trade deadline, I think they need to trade Amari Cooper away. Get some draft picks. Amari Cooper's good trade bait. He is really good trade bait. Amari Cooper has a lot of talent. I think he's a very underrated wide receiver in this league right now. Not a lot of talk about him. If he has a better QB, he's putting up way better numbers. This team's problems is not the defense, in my opinion, are not the wide receivers, are not the running backs. It's the man behind center. It's the quarterback. It clearly is. Everyone sees it. It's just the Cleveland Browns can't make the switch because they're being held hostage by that contract. It's like the Giants and Daniel Jones. But you know who at least has been putting up solid numbers these last few weeks, I guess, even when they're losing? Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
Daniel Jones has been better this season than Deshaun Watson. I can say that easily. So I guess that's what I got about the Browns. I'm happy we talked about this one because Deshaun Watson, it's time. It's time for you to become a bench quarterback this season. You deserve to ride the bench. If you're listening to this,
he does.
Like you deserve it. I think Browns fans are begging for it. And it's the most Cleveland Browns thing to do to let your guy you gave up on in Baker Mayfield. Everyone gave up on Baker. And now look at Baker Mayfield. He went to the Panthers, the Rams, and now he's found a forever home with Tampa Bay. He's winning playoff games with Tampa Bay. You gave up on Baker Mayfield just because he stunk, I think, for 1 year at the time. You gave up on him so quick. So, Cleveland Browns fan base, I'm sorry to say this, but your team deserves it the way you treated Baker Mayfield. Your ownership sucks. Your coach of the year won't make the switch to Jameis Winston because he's too scared to admit Deshaun Watson stinks. So, this team aggravates me, not just because I hate the Browns, but, it's a fact. It's a clear fact. My bias towards the Steelers aside, this team stinks, and it's the quarterback's issue. I want to see a world where the Browns are competitive with the AFC North. I think it's more fun when they're competitive.
Yeah.
It makes for good football games. And they're just not having a good start, and I think they're deserving of the start the way that Deshaun Watson has been playing.